Hi everyone, it's me. If you're new here, my name's Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I live here in beautiful, overcast, it's going to rain any second now England. And if you're not new here, hey, how's it going? I don't really have a plan for today's video, so I hope you're up for just figuring this out with me today and maybe do a little bit of a prayer that the rain is gonna hold off. You know what? I would like to sit. The ground is dry, technically. So I'm thinking the title of this video is gonna be something like Life of an Introvert in England. And when you see those words together, you think, you're an introvert and you move to a foreign country? Why? And honestly, that is a good question. I guess, where do you begin? How do we want to begin this? I've got a couple of thoughts. Shocking, I know. Let's start with the first one, introvert. I am definitely an introverted. I'm an introvert. I'm an introverted person. Meeting people is really difficult. Coming out of your shell, I find very difficult. We don't really know people. I feel so like hyper aware of myself that, does that make sense? Like I'm just so in my head sometimes in an introverted sense that interactions with people and going out and doing stuff, I feel awkward, I feel weird, I feel like people are looking, I feel embarrassed. I'm just not, that doesn't make any sense. I would say I'm an introvert in the classic sense. So that's number one, we'll come back to that. Number two is I am an expat. Now, of course, expat as in expatriate, someone who lives in a country that is not their own. Some people get really angry when you use that word, which is a separate topic entirely. Expat, immigrant, foreigner, you can use whatever word you like, because I am also that as well. And they're kind of like contradictory things. I'm an introverted person, and yet I moved to a foreign country, which was literally terrifying. And that is kind of like the thing I want to talk about today is like, yes, I am introverted, and maybe you are as well, but that doesn't mean I'm not capable or willing to put myself out there, even though it's going to be really uncomfortable. That is kind of the vibe today. This whole video is just going to be like a stream of consciousness. I want to go do some stuff as well. We'll go home, we'll do stuff at home. It's just going to be this. Now, a big thing for me as an introvert, as an expat, as someone, anxious is a third thing. Someone who is anxious, I have a really hard time doing things solo, like out and about. I find that so embarrassing, awkward, like make me want to throw up. But then almost 2 years ago now, if you can believe it, I started doing this series on my YouTube channel of like solo vlogs. So I'd pick a thing and I would go do the thing and I'd vlog it and I would do it by myself. And wow, that was difficult. But it's now almost been 2 years of that. And I feel so much more confident. Not to say that going out and doing stuff is always easy, right? Like, it's exposure therapy. You do the thing that scares you and you keep doing it and you realize like, okay, I didn't die, nothing terrible happened. And then you do it again, it's a little bit easier, and you do it again, and it's a little bit easier. So that has been an experiment I've been doing on this channel for the last almost 2 years now. I just realized, look at the microphone. Is that making a scratching noise? Hold on, let me move it. How's that? Is that okay? I totally lost my train of thought. Solo vlogs. I want to be someone who, anxious or not, introverted or not, expat or not, I want to be able to go and do things on my own. And sometimes part of me feels like that's kind of sad. Like, you don't have anyone to go do stuff with. Like, ooh, that's so embarrassing. That's so depressing. And whether or not you have people to do stuff with, that's kind of not even the point. The point is being able to do it myself and feeling confident and comfortable enough to do stuff alone when I want to, whatever I want to. Last year I did a vlog at the Victoria and Albert Museum, super fun, beautiful museum. And I remember being in the little cafeteria and there's this gorgeous woman. She's probably in her 60s or 70s. Gorgeous woman, beautiful outfit. She was there by herself. She was having lunch and then went off to, I assume, tour the museum. And I remember thinking like, that's who I want to be. She looked totally at ease, totally comfortable doing something by herself, enjoying doing something by herself. And that honestly gave me so much inspiration to, like, that's what I want to be. There's also a YouTuber that I saw, Amber J. Baldwin. I'll put a link in the description. She came up on my feed and I watched her vlog, honestly start to finish, and it was so refreshing to see a vlog not only from someone who's not 30 or under, but also someone who is an introvert, who is a homebody and is not ashamed of that or embarrassed by that. It's just like, this is what I like doing stuff on my own, I like being at home, and it was just so cozy and refreshing and inspiring. So all of the things that I've said today so far don't really connect. In my mind, they connect. I'm an introvert, but I want to be able to do stuff on my own without feeling super embarrassed or weird or whatever. But I'm also a homebody. I love being at home. I love being in my house and having a quiet time. And I'm not ashamed of that. You might be thinking, Alanna, you should have refined this before you started filming, and that's okay. This is life. I'm working out these thoughts in real time with you, sat on the ground here, waiting for the rain. Oh my God, look at the size of him. Waiting for the rain to come. And even though I've been doing the solo stuff for about 1.5 years-ish, this like experiment, it is still kind of embarrassing, much less so, right? Exposure therapy, it's way less embarrassing now. I think the main thing for me is I find filming in public to be humiliating. So I think I'm actually more embarrassed about the vlogging aspect than doing the thing solo, which I think shows real progress. Anyway, so for a little solo day vlog, introverted solo day vlog, what is something that you can do by yourself that's not super uncomfortable, especially if you're like getting into this, if you want to do an experiment yourself and you're like starting out? Something that I find, shopping. Quite simply, shopping. Loads of people shop by themselves. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody cares. So while we are here, oh, knees popped. That's embarrassing. If shopping's not your cup of tea, that's totally fine. You can skip this part until our next activity. But if you are an introvert like me and you want to start doing things solo and not feeling weird and not feeling like uncomfortable or whatever, honestly, shopping, going to a mall, like literally nobody cares. Going in and out of stores, literally nobody cares. Trying on stuff, wow, guess what? Nobody cares. So shopping is a great one. Even for the lads watching, you know, I'm sure there's stuff that you have to buy. It doesn't have to be clothes. Shopping doesn't have to be clothes. Is it gonna be clothes today? Largely, yes, but it doesn't have to be. Anyway, it's a great like solo activity and it's something that I want to do. And so we're doing an introverted solo day vlog. We're going to do what I want to do. Anyway, does any of this actually make sense? Kind of makes sense in my head. I hope I'm conveying that properly. And if not, thanks for watching anyway. Why is it that the lighting in the changing room is truly terrible? You think they'd want the lighting to be like really nice so you'd buy more stuff because you look great and everything. Instead, you get this horrible light. Anyway, Neither of those things were nice, but that's fine. Sometimes it's just the thrill of the hunt. And honestly, sometimes when I'm shopping and I can't be bothered to try anything on, I'll take a picture of the stuff that I like, and then later, like maybe that night or later that week, I'll look it up online and be like, do I really want to try it? Am I still interested in it? Because honestly, shopping at home, love it. Internet shopping, God bless it. Anyway, onwards and upwards. There is a flying tiger here, which I absolutely love. Flying tiger has some of the weirdest, cute little bits that I absolutely do not need, but we're gonna look anyway. That was tough. That was really tough. There's something about the glassware and like the cups and the mugs and the cute little plates, and I think, what could I use this tiny little bowl for? What could I use this tiny little cup for? That was really tough, and I might honestly be back by the end of the day. Another thing I wanted to do today in this realm of solo shopping is it's almost my girlfriend's birthday, and I wanted to get her some nice like loose leaf tea. And there is a tea shop here called the Moat Tea Rooms, which is super cute if you're just looking for some place to get lunch or tea or high tea or literally any of it. But they also sell some of their tea. And it's really good, and they have like interesting flavors. So I want to buy some to add to her gift for her birthday. Personally, my all-time favorite is their vanilla black tea. It is so good. As someone who is like, I don't really know loads about tea yet, but I'm trying. We'll just see what they have, and we'll get something to add to her present. Well, that was a success. I ended up going for the passion fruit and orange fruit because that sounded really fun and interesting. But I love just because there's different types of flavors, you know. Obviously they have the basic ones. I mean, my favorite is a vanilla black tea. It's not super exciting, but it is so good. So we bought this, successful. Now it's a little bit early for lunch, but another thing that I love to do, as an introvert, but also I just love it, is cafes. If you want to do it on easy mode, bring your headphones, bring a book, bring a journal, you know, something like that. If you want to do it on hard mode, go with absolutely nothing. Just sit there and enjoy your coffee, maybe a pastry, and just soak it in. But there's so many here, we have to actually decide which one we want to go to. I'm just sort of walking. And the rain has held off. So far today has been a great day. And I know it seems kind of silly, like, oh, shopping and going to a cafe, like, not that big of a deal, but there was a time when doing that by myself felt really uncomfortable, like unbearably uncomfortable. So yeah, I feel like I've come a long way. And I hope if you are like me and doing stuff on your own feels kind of weird, I hope that this inspires you to maybe go for a little shop, go to a little cafe, you know, doesn't have to be anything too crazy. But since we have walked this way, it'd be a shame not to show you. So the the cathedral gate here in Canterbury has been under restoration for years, it feels like, literally forever. And they've just taken down the scaffolding. Hold on, let me turn you around. Isn't she beautiful? I love the colors. Can I zoom in? That's another question. The colors of all the shields, and they've done a beautiful job. But yeah, it's been covered by scaffolding for a really long time. So it's wonderful that it's now open. Incredible! Alright everyone, that was successful and I'm feeling a little bit sleepy now. I had some chocolate and I had a hot drink and I am fully soothed. Oh, but I've come to the right place. We're not gonna go in, but Canterbury's Cat Cafe. Oh, that's sleeping. Oh my god, can I zoom in? Look at that little face. I don't know if you guys can hear. It feels like we're in medieval England. So for our next activity, I kind of thought I'd do like a coffee and then maybe get lunch somewhere, but honestly I am full. That brownie or blondie was so good that I'm just not really hungry right now, so I think we'll make our way home. But so far this has been a successful, chill, introverted solo day out, doing things alone, and can you believe it? Nothing bad happened. Didn't die, didn't lose all my limbs, didn't explode into flames. So this has been wonderful, and these are the types of things that I genuinely like to do, even as an introvert. And yeah, they were really hard at one point. Fairly recently, to be honest, doing it alone, it was still very difficult. But anyway, let's get home and continue our nice day. Home sweet home. Home is where the sweatpants are. But not yet, because we still have some chores to do. Now, obviously, my life does not consist of shopping and cute little cafes and trying on sunglasses every day. I'm very privileged that my full-time job now is making content. Interestingly, my time is more planning videos, coming up with ideas, and editing, and filming is like tiny. And then the rest of the time is just like life stuff, including chores. My partner and I have split up the chores, and I do the laundry. I picked laundry. I actually don't really mind laundry. It's kind of therapeutic. It literally never ends, but it's not one of the gross chores. So laundry is mine. We're doing some today. I just did the sheets, pillows, done all the new bedding, but we need to do clothes. Oh my god, you're so right. This is an Emma mattress, the sponsor of today's video. This is the Emma Original Pro mattress. I've been using it for the last couple of months now, and it's been great. It has thermosync technology to help with temperature regulation, which for me, If this is a safe space, for me, I am a sweaty person. So that is a very important feature that I need for my mattress. There's also infinity pocket springs, so you can be comfortable whatever position you sleep in. With Emma Sleep, you get a 10-year guarantee plus a 200-night trial to see if it's right for you, plus times 2, plus 2.0, you get free delivery and returns. And it's not just mattresses, you can get mattress protectors and pillows from Emma Sleep, which I did not realize. But I've been trying out their pillows and they're great. And right now, Emma Sleep, careful now. Right now, Emma Sleep is having a big giveaway where you can get free accessories with the purchase of selected mattresses. Make sure to use my code NAPS for an additional 5% off the sale. You can check out my link in the description. So before we get too comfortable downstairs, I do have to do laundry. That wasn't just a segue for this. I have to do laundry. And I use this. This is like a really old, I don't even know if they still make these, a Sainsbury's bag for life, but what I found, this is the perfect size of how many items, like how many clothing bits, clothing items. This is the perfect size for our washing machine. So I know at a certain weight and fullness, that's a full load of washing is filling this bag up. The more you know. I think that's perfect. Anyway, let me go put this on, put the washing on, and I will meet you downstairs. All right, everyone, have a seat, get cozy. I got orange Fanta. I can't remember the last time I had orange Fanta. I just kind of felt like that kind of afternoon. So cheers. So I was making a list of all of the things that I've done in the last couple of years solo as an anxious introvert. And I want to share my list with you guys of which one's easy, which one's a bit more difficult, maybe give you some inspiration for your next like solo day out activity thing. Does any of this make sense? So we gotta start off with the cafe. So we did that today. That is a fun one. It's fairly comfortable doing it by yourself. You will see people by themselves. I think I mentioned this afternoon, if you want to do it easy mode, headphones, notebook, book, Kindle, like laptop, bring something that you can do. If you want to do it hard mode, which is what I did today, is literally just enjoy the time, no music, nothing. You just sat there enjoying maybe a little baked good and a coffee. Also, that blondie, white chocolate blueberry blondie that I had today, divine. Another one, I would say cinema or movie theater, whatever you like to call it. This one feels wrong. I've only done it twice. It feels so wrong, but it's actually like one of the best things to do by yourself. But when you're getting your snacks, of course, mixed popcorn, a large Coke Zero, please and thank you. Getting your snacks feels kind of weird, but then once you're in the theater and the lights are off, like literally, who cares? Who cares if you're by yourself? Plus, then you can see whatever you want. You don't have to wait for one of your friends or your loved ones to want to see that movie. You can just see whatever you want. It's great. And nobody's there to eat your popcorn except you. Next up, let's talk about museum or gallery. So I have done loads of solo vlogs at museums. Some people really hate them. I love a museum. I love going to the museum. This did feel weird at first. This is sort of my entry into like solo vlogging, was going to museums. So last year, my first video in this like solo vlog series was the Imperial War Museum, which is a fabulous museum, by the way. If you've never been, you absolutely should go. But at any sort of museum, again, it feels wrong at first. But then you realize like people are there, they're exploring, they don't know where they're going, they're not looking at you. Like something that I've learned through a lot of this is like nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. And even if they notice you, so what? You're out there exploring, you're trying something new, you're having an adventure, who cares? Literally, title of this video, who cares? But museums are great, galleries are great. You get to enjoy it, and you can also pick and choose like what do you want to see? What do you want to spend more time on? If you're going with a big group and it's kind of like the consensus of the group of what you're going to look at, by yourself you can just pick and choose and it's wonderful. You can spend as much time or as little time as you want. And say it with me, No one cares that you're by yourself. Another one, just going for a walk. It's kind of depressing, but I know loads of people who don't want to go for a walk unless they're with somebody. That makes me really sad. Being outside, being in nature is so grounding. Getting exercise, wonderful. If you're one of those people that's like, oh, it's weird to go for a walk by yourself, I only go for a walk with my partner, with my girlfriends or whatever, go for a walk. Please, I beg. Easy mode, put some headphones on, listen to a podcast, listen to that audiobook you've been meaning to listen to. Hard mode, and I did this a couple of months ago, go for a walk by yourself with no headphones, just your own thoughts. I thought it would be super boring. It was actually wonderful. But being outside, ideally being in nature, if you can go for a walk around some trees, maybe like a little forest, a little park or something, wonderful. Go by yourself, even if you don't have like a dog. You know, sometimes people find it weird if you're just walking without a creature with you. You know, the creature that you're walking is yourself. But please, for the love of God, just go for a walk. Another thing that's great to do by yourself, go to the gym. This is like kind of exercise related. Well, obviously it's exercise related. I love going to the gym and lifting weights. I try to go 3 times a week if possible. I go by myself, not all the time, but most of the time. And it is genuinely one of the best things I've ever done for myself. And I used to feel really embarrassed and really self-conscious, especially like going to the free weight section. There's a lot of men there, a lot of giant, strong men, and I'm like taking up space there with my little weights. And that used to make me really uncomfortable and embarrassed and like whatever. Now, it's all good. But going to the gym and lifting weights has honestly been one of the best things for me. I don't go to the gym because I hate my body, and I don't go to the gym to lose weight. Mind blowing. But lifting weights is wonderful. I've had so many wonderful interactions with people at the gym. If it all interests you, please don't wait till you have a gym buddy to go with you. Just go. What else have we tried? Oh, okay, touristy things. So the zoo, I went to the zoo. I went to, I was gonna say Toronto Zoo. I went to the London Zoo and vlogged that. That was by myself, had a wonderful time. I went to the aquarium, also in London. This one felt a little bit more awkward because it really was kids. It was me and a bunch of children, and maybe it felt a little bit strange for me personally because I was filming and I tried so hard not to film all these kids like running around screaming and stuff, but still had a wonderful time. Tower of London as well, did that for a vlog. I had such a wonderful time at the Tower of London. It's not cheap. It's one of the most expensive sort of attractions that I've been to lately, but it was a beautiful day. I had so much fun. I learned a lot. It's kind of like a historical castle and museum in one, and you can walk around the grounds, and again, it's like a museum, like a gallery. Nobody cares that you're by yourself. I had a great time, genuinely loved that video so much. What else? Oh, the beach. Okay, so last year I did a vlog going to one of the best rated beaches in England. I was really nervous about this for some reason. Something about a beach day by myself felt humiliating in some way. But I went anyway, and let me tell you, to the surprise of no one, I had a wonderful time. The only thing that was a little bit awkward was leaving all my stuff on my towel when I went into the water. I was like, oh God, you know, what if someone steals my camera? Like what if someone steals my house keys? That's gonna suck. But had a great time. Nothing was stolen. I got a little bit of a sunburn, but it was wonderful. And I was really proud that I did it, which does sound kind of silly when you say it out loud. I'm an adult. I'm an adult woman, and I was really pleased with myself that I went to the beach by myself. But you know what? My brain just doesn't work that way. The idea of doing that by myself made me really anxious, made me feel really weird. And so fighting that and doing it anyway, I had a great time. And I hope to do another one of those this summer. Not today, of course. It looks like it's going to pour, but it didn't rain when we were out, so for that I'm very grateful. What else do we like to do solo? Oh, I'm learning how to fish. I've been fishing with my grandpa when I was a kid. And I actually did some deep sea fishing as a teenager with my family. And I don't know, there's something about being outside, being in nature, having like an activity to do, but most of the time you're just kind of like hanging out, and I loved it. And so this year for my birthday, my partner bought me my first ever own fishing rod, and we went out to the coast and played around with it. Just kind of had to reteach myself like how to cast off and stuff and how to tie on a lure and everything, but that was really fun. I haven't been able to go out since then because life has just been too busy, but I'm hoping to definitely get back out there, but also perhaps film a fishing vlog if you guys are into that kind of thing. And if you're not into that kind of thing, I hope you watch it anyway. But I feel like fishing is one of those activities, or I was gonna say sports, some people might think it's a sport. Fishing is one of those activities where it feels quite normal to do it with a group, but also very normal to do it by yourself. So I wanna learn more, I wanna get back out there. This summer, I promise. I think those are like my main solo activities, stuff that I've really enjoyed doing, stuff I want to continue doing. Maybe it inspires you to do something as well. I do get a lot of messages from people who want me to do like solo vlogs or travel vlogs and like, oh, come to this part of the country, or can you come here and do this? And I absolutely love that. I really do appreciate the suggestions. My problem is travel is expensive. And unfortunately, my vlogs are like the worst performing videos that I make. So any of my solo vlogs tend to do not great. Traveling cross country to film a solo vlog can be really expensive. So I'm trying to budget for a couple of those this sort of coming year, but I'm not in a position where I can just like travel wherever and it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like I gotta budget for it, I gotta plan for it. Having said all that, as much as I love the solo stuff and going out and doing things and I wanna get better, and I am getting better, I do find as an anxious introvert, it can be quite tiring, which is so like ridiculous to say out loud. Like, yeah, going to the London Zoo and having a wonderful time and filming a video is draining. Woe is me. But it is actually kind of draining. The anxious introvert part I find gets drained. So for me, it's very much like finding a balance. Maybe one day we're out and about, we're doing a solo vlog, we're doing something crazy, and then the rest of the week I'm in my home, I'm editing, I'm filming, I'm prepping videos, and I'm doing all the fun stuff that I like to do in my house. Because at the end of the day, I love being in my house, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. So something that I love to do either like on a day off or after I finished my work for the day. Let me show you. Welcome to the kitchen. I guess this whole video, the whole point of this video is about balance. A balance for me between the anxious introvert, but also feeling brave enough to do the stuff that I want to do and balancing those out. So when I want to be my homebody self, I want to be at home, I want to be comfortable, I want to be in sweatpants. Something that I love is a nice drink, curling up on the couch, crocheting, and watching true crime. There, I said it. You might have watched recently, I did a taste test video trying instant coffee. So instant coffee is quite big in the UK. It's not something that I was ever familiar with. I bought 12 things of instant coffee, and let me tell you, I'm trying to find ways to use it all. But I discovered instant coffee, iced coffee, is actually pretty good. So where the weather is starting to get a little bit nicer, I usually just drink cold brew or iced coffee in sort of like end of spring into summertime, and then autumn and winter, early spring, I have hot coffee in the morning. And normally I brew my own cold brew. So I have this big jug with a filter in the middle, and I put coffee grounds, water obviously, and then you have to leave it overnight or at least like 24 hours. But I've been experimenting with instant coffee. So I do a couple of spoonfuls, water obviously, and I think it tastes pretty good. So first some water. I'm still kind of experimenting with how many teaspoons, because I find this is a lot weaker than the cold brew that I was making. So I'm still trying to like figure that out. But it smells good, and as an iced coffee, it tastes pretty good. Can you see that? Brown water. Then I love just any brand, I don't care, but a sugar-free vanilla syrup. I'm almost out. And again, I'm experimenting with like how much, because you don't want it to taste too vanilla, and where the coffee's like a little bit weaker, I've been experimenting. It's a work in progress. And then milk. Cheers. pretty good. Anyway, this is what I've been doing with all the instant coffee because there's a lot. I've only just started. This is my favorite one from that taste test. And I'm only like halfway through. And then I have 11 others. Anyway, let's go get cozy on the couch. Ooh, one of my favorite activities. All right, let's get cozy. I was just thinking, you know, like the thesis of this video about a balance between an introverted homebody and going out and doing stuff is literally the title of this channel, Adventures and Naps. And as much as I absolutely love adventures, I love traveling, I've really enjoyed the solo vlogs and the solo days out. As much as I love that, I love being in my house and I love being cozy. And one of my favorites, having a nice drink, crocheting, and true crime. So I can't show you the crochet project that I'm working on right now because it is a gift for someone and I don't want them to somehow see it. So just use your imagination. But crocheting has been one of my all-time favorite hobbies. I've only been doing it for a couple of years. I used to knit like as a kid. My grandma taught me how to knit, like just the very basics. And I used to do that as like a kid, early teenager. And then a couple of years ago, I started getting into crocheting and I love it like more than knitting. It is so soothing. I sit on the couch, do my crochet. It also keeps me off of my phone or off of my laptop because I'm like doing something else. And then for true crime, if you're into true crime, I love on YouTube, there's a channel called 48 Hours. It is a really famous TV show in America and they upload all of their episodes to YouTube. So I couldn't watch the actual show because it's like geo-locked, but they upload it to YouTube. So like full episodes, it's a professional TV show, so they're done very well. Lots of really good interviews with the families and the detectives and stuff. So if you're into true crime, 48 Hours, it is, I hate to say this, it's one of my comfort shows. But this is kind of like what my evenings or after work looks like. If it's too late for a nice coffee, some other kind of nice little drink, doing a craft, doing my crochet, and watching some 48 Hours. Honestly, to me, that sounds like an A+ evening. Anyway, this video feels kind of like a mess, right? But if you've lasted this long, honestly, truly, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I still have to pinch myself that I get to create videos and people watch them. Like anybody at all watches them is just kind of crazy. And I'm so grateful. And whether you yourself are an introvert or an anxious person or an expat or a combination of all of those things, I hope this inspires you to maybe try something new, maybe do something by yourself, whether it's, you know, go to a cafe, maybe there's like a lunch spot you've been meaning to go to, and you can go by yourself. And if you're not anxious and you're not introverted and you're watching this and you're like, I don't get what the big deal is, then honestly, I am jealous for you. It's a big deal for me, something that I'm working on, and I'm getting better. Big shout out to Emma Sleep for sponsoring this video. Use my code NAPS to get a discount if you'd like to watch something else right now. How about this one, my beach vlog? I was so nervous to go to the beach by myself, to film going to the beach by myself, and surprise, surprise, I had a wonderful time. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye! I'm gonna put my sweatpants on and watch a little true crime.